So hey ladies and gentlemen, myself Abhishek Rokha, and today we are going to discuss the questions which I have attended at the Nokia entrance exam. So let's get started. So as you can see at here, I have written a solution for the problem. So there are two solutions, question number one and question number two. Alright. So today in this video I am going to discuss with you the question number one, and in the next video I will discuss question number two also. Okay. So what is the problem statement of question number one? So if I cut short the thing, so let me create another file, ski1.cpp in our solutions folder. And what is the problem? So problem is like if I make some things for you at here, like a comment and problem. So I have two test cases. So case one is like when input is 4. So if input is 4, I have to return I have to display a pattern, and pattern is very simple: 1 star 2 star 3 star 4 and 5 star 6 star 7 star 8. Then it here, so 9 star 8 star 10 star 11 and 12 star 13 star 14 star 15. So this, and the case 2 is input even if a user gives an odd number like 3, because I don't want to write things long, so I just use 3. Instead I can use 5 and 7 also. But for the small example, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. Alright. So here we got two patterns to understand the cases, and I found the two patterns at here. So what is the pattern? Pattern is very simple. Number one, it is creating a n by n matrix. If you don't know about matrices, so let me explain you a little bit about them. So matrix is like an array in array. For example, let me create an array. So this is an array. Alright, now I have another array inside it. Okay, so matrix is like this, very simple. Matrix is kind of 2D array, so it is like array in array. Matrix is like that. Okay, now it is now what I got about it is a n by n matrix. So what is the meaning of n matrix being n by n? So if I say matrix n by n, it means it has equal number of rows and equal number of columns, like 1 2 3 4, as per the output which we got at there. Say we expect there 10 11 12. Let me tabulate it a bit better. 3 4 12. Now it's got 13, let's go 14, the 15, cause 16. Let me decorate it a bit for you so you will get better understanding of the concept that I want to discuss with you here. Right. I should better design it from inside. So this is the basic structure of matrix. So like this. So this is a matrix, like an array, and inside it I have another array. So this is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3, and this is row 4. Okay, and in the same manner, C1, C C2, C3, C4. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. Okay, so this is the first pattern. Like if I have given an input being 4, so I will create by 4 matrix. If I have given a 3, then I will create a 3 by 3 matrix. Alright. Now, next pattern which I have recognized at here is like there is a certain condition at here is going on. What is that condition? Like very simple. First, this program jumps to the row number 1 programmatically, row 0, because programmer starts counting from 0. So it gets start from at here 0, and when it comes to the 0th point, it will write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it jumps to the end of the matrix, and then paste 5, 6, 7, 8, and then again toggles to this row, and 9 is then 11, 9, 8, 10, 11, yeah, and then to the end 12, 13, 14, 15. So thing is going on is like first there is one thing which is called toggling. So there is a kind of a variable called flag, I am guessing. Like if flag is 0, it will follow the natural I should say natural direction of filling the matrix, which is 0, 1, 0th row, 1, first row, second row, third row. And if flag is 1, then it will fill the matrix in the reverse direction, that is row number 3, row number 2, row number 1, row number 0. I think you got my point. Okay, and we are going to code this thing in our program. So what I do, I first of all go ahead here in my solution and I just take some boilerplates. Why I'm doing this? Because it will save your time and my time also, because we don't want to write things again and again, like int main, which everyone knows that it is a part of a C++ programming language. Okay, C++ programming language. There in the Nokia exam, actually there were two options. One is C++ and other is Java. So I actually chose C++ because a few days because the day before I was teaching someone C language, and it was very close and C language than C++ language. So it's something like already C. So and you know a little bit about the C++, then you can do the C++ thing, like how to take inputs, then how to print things and how to take inputs and all that. Okay, now let me comment it out. Let me see what is the error at here. I think everything is fine. Hash include IO stream, I have done that. Save it. Maybe the problem actually going on. Yeah, problem is namespace. Using namespace std. Otherwise you have to use things like that. I have to do things in this way, std colon like that, but we are not going to do that. Alright, so now we can take input from the user, enter num, then user puts the input and it gets saved in this variable. Okay, now we want to create this matrix. So in order to do that, I am going to create a void function. Why void function? Because this function only prints things and we are not expecting it to return something. Okay, because in the end of the day we just want a pattern to be printed at here, not a matrix in return. So we are just going to create a pattern at here. So I'll write int num, then I want this. Okay, this is a void function, so we don't have to return anything. And here I am call the num print. Okay, now everything is done till now, and now we have to discuss. Now we have to write the logic. Okay, so what can we do in order to do that? In order to make things better, let me define things. As we know, user can write the size of the matrix, but before user actually write the size of matrix, we have to give matrix a size, because this how the C works. C not automatically allocates memory if you not tell it. Okay, you have to first tell the tell your C program that you have to allocate memory. Otherwise, you have to hard code some amount of memory to your C program. In this case, I am going to hard code the memory for C program. So I am actually creating a matrix of size max. I mean 100 rows and 100 columns. Okay, and from this as you say, from this matrix, I will use a little part of it, a very small part of it, as per the value given by the user, that is num. Okay, that is num at here. Okay, so I've created an array also. Now let's do something. So what we do, we create two indexes. First is straight index, which I will set to 0, and then I call rev index, which I will set to num minus 1. So you have got my so what I have discussed to you earlier, like straight index and reverse index. Like if flag is 0, then it will follow the natural flow of matrix filling, like row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. And if flag is 1, it will go from 4, 3, 2, 1. So I have defined those indexes straight and ref. Now let me create a flag. So flag, and in the beginning flag is 0. Okay, and then I will also add another variable, that is a counter is equal to 0. What is counter? Counter is the value. Counter is value actually which we are going to place at here. Like counter is 0, and then counter gets 1, 2, 3, 4. Then counter increments by 1 again, then 5, 6, 7, 8, then 1 again, 9, 10, 11, 12, then 1 again, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this is how the counter works. So let me code this thing and let's printing up. So what can I do? So it's like I have to do iterations at it, and in this iteration I also need to set some boundaries. And for easily setting the boundaries, I should use the for loop. Otherwise, I have to use while loop, and it will, yeah, you know that it takes lines of code. But in for loop, we actually mention everything in just one line. So in I, then num, I less than num. Why? Because num is the only variable in this whole program which actually determines the size of your matrix, the rows, the columns. So, and it also determines how many times your iteration will go, and in what manner we are doing iteration at here. We are doing iteration in row wise. I mean, I actually represents row, and then I will create a j, and it will actually talk about the columns. Okay, now in this case I will add a if statement for a flag, the toggling variable. If flag is equal to 0, what can we do? Very simple thing. For in j less than 0 and j less than num and j plus plus, and I'm going to place some value at here. So arr, now I actually the row number, and j is actually the column number. Okay, in this case I is 0, so it will go, no, I'm not going to place I. We are going to place a straight index. Why? Because straight index actually take care about the index number in the direction of in the natural direction of filling up the matrix, which is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and reverse index takes care about the reverse direction in j. And what will I place at here? I will place the value of counter. So counter plus plus counter. Why? Because initially counter is 0, and I choose to increment the counter first and then place the value. So counter, if initially counter is 0, then it will get 1, and then it gets stored at this array. You can choose to start counter from 1 and then do counter plus plus. It's your choice. I'm not going to make any kind of force, and as you say, I'm not going to force you about it. You can do it anyway. And in the also in the end of the day, the computer is in your hand, and you can do it any way you wanted. I have no one to actually interrupt you. Alright, so how this thing work at here? Now let's do another thing, like first the flag is 0. Other case, else what can we do? We do the same thing in j less than num, alright, less than num, j plus plus, and I will do the same thing, copy, paste, I will do the same thing, but only one difference, I will add ref index. Okay, so the reverse direction. Now in both code looks same, but there is one small change, and that small change is I have to write the straight index plus plus, otherwise it keeps on make changes on that 0th index, because initially I have valued, or I should say I have placed the value 0 to the straight index. So I have to increment that way. And in the same manner, if it is in the reverse index, I have to decrement it, because ref index is actually pointing to the last row. That is row number 4, programmatically row number 3, and it will then get decremented, and it gets 3 to 2, and 2 to 1. Okay, so that's how the thing is working at here. So I have completed the if statement. Now I have to toggle this flag, and there are only two cases that flag can be 0 or flag can be 1. So in order to take care of that case, I will do flag plus 1 modulo 2. So now flag can either be 0 or can be 1, and if you want to check it, I just simply open up Python. Now it's a C, actually I know it's a C language, C++ language, but why I'm using Python at it? Because Python interpreter actually gives me control to check how things can work at a particular part of a program, because Python is quite an interpreted language, so we can use things in that way. Otherwise we have to create another C program, it can be long, so I'm just checking it at here. So as you can see, first flag was 0, now flag got 1, and now if I again run this thing and I again check the value, it can be 0, and I can do this and I can check the value 1, again 0, so it can be 0 1 0 1. Okay, and we have done the things in that way also, 0 1 0 1, and we have placed things in this way. So now our array gets created in this manner. Now let me display the things. Display. So displaying is very easy, and it's just two loops. First is int I is less than num. Okay, now I will go for int j less than num, and again j plus plus, and now I have to print. So how I print? Because I am not going to print it like row 1 2 3 4, no, I have to print it in this pattern. Okay, so how will I do that? First of all, I just create cout. No, what is the case actually going on at here? So if a number is naturally going on, I mean not natural flow, I mean if a number is any number other than the last number, then it will get this star, this asterisk sign after it. But if it is a last number of the row, it will not get any asterisk in the end, I mean say after it. So what will I do? I will just come here and I will check it whether it's a last number or not. So if j is equal to num minus 1, I mean I'm checking whether it's a last number. If it is a last number, then do it like cout and arr I and j, and simply and think endl in order to jump to the next line. Okay, otherwise it will keep printing on the same line, but we don't want that. Also the company don't want that because it's a caution for the company. That's not an expected outcome. Okay, otherwise else we do things like cout arr I j. Now we want this asterisk sign. That's it. Okay, save. Now let's run this code and check whether our code is going on good or bad. 4, and it's getting some error. Now what can be the error right here? 01854 appears a bit bad at here. So straight index, ref index, flag 0, counter 0. Okay, flag is 0 0. So straight index. But we got 1. Then we got index. Okay, we don't want to do this way. We're not going to do straight index plus plus. We have to wait till the end of this for loop actually. And the same thing we have to do it here. So it is how we actually should read the code and find out the problem. Now 4. Now you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16, and this is the same pattern which we actually wanted. That's yeah. Okay, 9 10 3 4 5 6 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 9 okay, 9 10. Actually that's my mistake from the beginning of the program. 9 11 12, now 13 14 15 16. Okay, let's try it with another number. Let's try the same code with another number, and now in this case with 3. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, now let me do this with another 5, and we are getting the values. So this is the code by which we actually create a pattern like this, but you have to take care of one thing, and that is the maximum size which this array can take is 100 and 100. So the maximum size of this array is 100 by 100, but if a user choose num to be 1000, then we can't work with it. Okay, so this thing is good for this code. I should say input of size till 100, not above than, not over the size of that. So this is the limitation of this program which we have created at here in C++. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, then don't forget to click on the like button, and if you want to keep learning about languages like C, C++, or you want the Python, or you want to get the solution of certain programming problems, you can come here and you can comment me at the comment section below about it, and you can subscribe this channel in order to get notification whenever I will upload the solutions to the problems. So till then, so that's all for this video till now. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.